You mentioned about knowing your numbers, also extremely important, like actually understanding what your cost of goods sold are. And we often provide all of our clients with a free spreadsheet that they can use just to actually track that, so they can calculate what their cost price is, what their sale price is, obviously take off any of the additional cogs, maybe like the merchant center fees, merchant fees, as in like the Shopify transactions or Stripe transaction fees, all of that kind of stuff, any taxes that are due, and ultimately what you're left with regards to not only a monetary value, but a percentage. So you can see what percentage or what profit margin you're operating on at a profit per sale. In addition to that, sometimes we'll recommend like third-party apps, right, where you can use, what's the app we're using at the moment?
Conjura.
Yeah, we recently switched, right? So Conjura, again, to track profit per sale or actually understand your COGS. So we've said a few things now then. Competitor research, really, really important. Leveraging any existing data that is available on Google Trends and things like that, Google Keyword Planner, setting up your tracking tags to actually start acquiring data that's relevant to your website organically, understanding your COGS and understanding your profit margins. So let's say that someone's done all of that. Like you said, maybe they've got some posts on socials that are doing well and they've decided to use post IDs and put a bit of budget behind those, push organic posts that are working well, give them a bit more oomph. And they're at the point now where they're thinking, okay, so I'm generating maybe 10K, 20K in sales per month. Or maybe it's not as consistent as that, but they've got some proof of concept there. And they say, okay, I really want to start running ads and start pushing this. What would we then look for? Like if someone came to us and said, I'm at 10 to 20K a month, I want you to start running my ads, what is the first thing that we would do?
Have they been running ads to get to this point, or is this organic?
Let's go through both scenarios. So let's first assume that they haven't run any ads yet. Maybe they've done some Meta or something outside of that. Cumulatively across sales channels, they're generating 10 to 20K, but they've not yet utilized any Google ads. We'll do that. And then also, what if they are currently generating money from paid ads? Again, all sales channels with a bit of Google ads. So let's go through, if they've never run Google ads before, what would we best suggest as a starting point?
Well, I'd be very happy because they validated a product with no paid ads, which to me is...
or just no Google, but maybe other channels, potentially, like across all sales channels, they've got some sales.
Okay, all right. So I'm not as happy now. But I would say, again, similar to the first point, is analyze the data they already have available. Let's just say they're working on Meta and they've managed to get some of their posts running to generate 10 to 20K in sales. I then would understand, okay, if we want to take that over to Google, is it a product that's relevant for Google? Yeah, because there's certain types of products that are and there aren't. If it's a super, super niche product, there might not be enough demand, or if people aren't problem aware. So if it's a problem solving product, but people aren't really problem aware, that might be the reason why Meta is working very well. But what I'll try to take is the existing data. So if they're generating traffic through alternate channels, let's just say higher up in the funnel, people are, depending on how much they're going to spend, are likely going ahead and then searching for things relevant to that brand or that product. So first it would be, okay, within Search Console, Google Analytics, are people looking for the brand name? If so, then it might make sense to start to try to capitalize on that on Google, increase the budget a little bit more elsewhere, higher up in the funnel, and then slowly but surely you're going to start to find other things that people look for relevant to the brand. So I'd start there. Then if there's other things people are looking for within Search Console that are semi-relevant, so product type or variants of that, then grab some of those and then plug them into Google and run it. So realistically, similar to the first, I would go ahead and bring the shopping feed if they haven't got anything set up, set some search text campaigns up, low budget, leave it as they've got going on within the other platforms, and then just see what that does to the overall back-end sales. Something very, very important that agencies don't take into account is ultimately all the brand cares about is the back end. Yeah, like we're going to optimize everything we can on the front end, but without looking at the back end, we might see that more sales are being attributed to Google. So let's say they've got Meta in place, we've now got Google. They might be generating the same sales on the back end, and now they just have sales attributed to Meta and sales attributed to Google. So it's always the North Star, right? Like ensuring that if you're adding another channel, complementary channel, the back end is ticking over. Like you're generating more sales. So if you're now spending 25% additional budget on Google, then you're seeing somewhat of a similar increase on the back end in terms of revenue. So you're not now just spreading, adding more budget, because these ad platforms love to just kind of attribute themselves sales. So always making sure if you're adding an alternate channel or complementary channel, you're seeing an increase on the back end. So that would be first scenario. If they've got proof of concept either organically or with socials.
Yeah.